court since he's come on. You can't tell me this kid hasn't been waiting to play for about 13 months. Whistle down low. Looks like they're going to call it underneath on Rose for the Wildcats. So now the Wildcats out there with a whole different look, but the thing that's going to stay the same for them is they're going to leave Xavier Smith. I think Smith is a guy that the Wildcats need. That needs to be your minute warrior for the Wildcats. Like in years past, they've had a lot of guys that could be that guy. This needs to be Smith this year. The ball down inside, little jumper off the front of the rim, batted away, fighting underneath. Out of bounds, Seattle Pacific ball right there.
I do like to see that as a Wildcat fan, Jeff. I like it when Cavell's not making his shots because he's been the Superman kind of for the SPU team. He's been known to get buckets and in a hurry, just like Moffitt. Keep him cold. I think the Cats got a chance to win that way.
Blackman with a silky smooth jump shot right there. I'll say Blackman has come into the game and touched the ball often and had 2 shots already in under 2 minutes into the game. Wildcats trailing 16-12 with 13 minutes on the clock. Hard contact there as a Wildcat goes down. They're actually saying it's going the other way. They're calling the Wildcats for it.
I disagree with that call, Jeff. That seems absolutely ludicrous.
Your favorite rapper is well ludicrous.
Oh, well, no, I can't say my favorite song of his.
As we're getting set here, it's kind of getting used to the rhythm of the game for the Wildcats. You're seeing some different looks right out of the gate. Wildcats going man-to-man, but they're playing a lot of pressure on the backside of it.
I like it, Jeff. It's really getting into SPU's grill. You're getting into their face. I like the constant pressure.
Smith batting at the ball, and this is exactly what we're talking about, is the Wildcats giving the pressure. Good switching underneath by the Wildcats. Some more trying to get anything there. Sharif Khan has the ball. Sharif going to take it to the hoop. He has nothing, picks up his dribble. He's in trouble. Blackman gets it. Blackman has already scored two times in the game. Now they give it to Samore. Samore going across. Samore flailing and gets a foul call right there. A little bit of contact by Kyson Rose on that one for the Wildcats, the 6'9" freshman from Kennewick.
I'm okay with that physicality down low, though, Jeff. Don't let them get any easy buckets. Force them to make the plays, right? He's a young kid. He's a freshman, so right now he's got 3 quick fouls. I don't love that, but I like the physicality nature. No easy buckets.
Kelton Samore goes to the free throw line, 6'9", out of Portland, Oregon, an area where we're familiar with.
Well, it's not as good as Vancouver, Washington, but it's okay.
Not as good as Vancouver, no. First free throw. And he makes the first one. It's up and in, 17-12. The Wildcats trailing by 5 now, if I've done my math correctly, with 12 minutes, 37 seconds. Waiting for his second here. Free throw up. And good, he makes both of them. 18-12, the Wildcats trail, 12:37 on the clock, a 6-point deficit. Now, the Wildcats have a very athletic team. Amari Stafford stands out to me right away as a guy that the Wildcats can use slashing to the hoop. You have Xavier Smith, a guy who will bring the ball up the court and has great vision. The Wildcats obviously early on will open with a pass. It'll be to one of their wings that will come off a screen. Here it goes. Ball swung down into Gilson. Nobody underneath with him. Backing his man down. Spin move, jump back to the hook. Ball rattles around, and Marcus Gilson scores for the Wildcats.
That's exactly what I was talking about, Jeff. Get it down low and let Gilson go to work. He's an absolute stud workhorse. I love it. Get easy buckets.
Micah Pollard giving tough defense. The ball rattles in. 4-2 there.
Don't like that. I believe that's Moffitt's 6th point of the game. That's tough. Can't let him get started like this.
Swinging the ball around. The ball gets into Smith's hands. Xavier Smith, crossover dribble. Taking his man, loses the handle on that one. Still attacking the hoop, spin move, finger roll, up short, gets his own rebound, battles up and gets another one, rolls off, hard contact underneath. Number 1, O'Keefe got a little physical there and pushed 2 guys down. They're gonna call it on Smith. I think it looked like O'Keefe might have caught Smith there.
I thought that was Paulson, honestly. It looked like he came down and kind of gave everyone a forearm shiver. Coach Fisk would be proud of the forearm shiver footwork there.
As we go into another timeout, the Wildcats trail by 6, 20-14, the first game of the season. That'll give us a quick opportunity to take a quick break here on Wildcat Sports on YouTube now. And we're back in the action. Jeff McMillan, Will Ordner. It is CW basketball. Sports are finally back here in Dean Nicholson Pavilion. Zach Paulson takes the free throw, makes his first there. The Wildcats trailing 21-14 against the Seattle Pacific Falcons. 11:45 left in the first.
Yeah, Jeff, we need, as Central Washington fans, we need to stop letting SPU get to the free throw line. They can't have easy shots.
I am an unbiased commentator, Will, not a fan. The Wildcats.
Well, I go to school here, Jeff. I can do whatever I want.
Ball being spun around to the outside. Little contact there. It's really, this is an athletic team when you have Paquette and Stafford on the floor and with Gilson. That's something to watch for, especially up front. These three will be able to attack the hoop in a very unique fashion. That doesn't usually happen.
It looks to me like that seems to be the plan right now for the Wildcats. Use your strength to outmuscle these guys and get easy baskets. I would like to see some more deep shots as well.
David Thompson fakes the jumper, gives it to Gilson. Attacking the hoop, gonna get that little drop step spin move. There it is, underneath, inside hand, and scores. Another bucket down inside off of that drop step spin with the inside right hand.
Gilson looks fantastic, Jeff. That's his 6th point of the game. I'm right now incredibly impressed with how he's playing.
Zion Blackman dribbling. He's already scored a few times in this game. Swings the ball over to the Zach attack Paulson. They're looking to get the ball down inside. Wildcats completely taking the post away, so they're going to have to dribble their way there or shoot a jumper. Paulson in trouble, picks up his dribble. Tough shot, misses completely. Rebound by Gilson. He wants to push for the Wildcats. The big man bringing it up the floor. Crossover dribble, now they get it to Paquette. Down inside to Gilson, too much, off the backboard, a perfect pass. Fouled on his shot. Paquette using the backboard to find his man.
Well, that's the ever tricky pass off the backboard, Jeff. The bank is always open. You see it, got SPU out of position, and who got the rebound? Gilson.
Paquette, a little too much on the pass, as we would say in that situation.
I think it was just the right amount, Jeff. We got the ball, didn't we? And now we're at the free throw line.
Free throw here. Gilson misses his first free throw attempt of the year.
You would like to get those, Jeff, obviously. If you can get 2 free ones, it's easy, and all of a sudden it's an 18-22 game, only 2 buckets.
Second one is made. The Wildcats trailing 22-17, 10:36 on the clock. As we set to inbound, Gilson is going to come up the floor and give pressure at the full court press.
He's been instrumental right now in the game for the Wildcats, Jeff.
Trapping at the full court. The Wildcats giving great effort here on the defensive side. You can do stuff like this when you haven't played in X amount of months.
Yes, they look very fresh right now, Jeff. There is no fatigue.
To the hoop, a little too much. Great rebound underneath. Coming back the other way, Thompson. Thompson pulls a quick jumper off the front of the iron.
Held that follow through there for a little bit too long, Jeff.
Moffitt was bringing it up. They swing the ball around. Blackman again. Zion Blackman wants to shoot. Misses there. Rebound underneath by Mehdi El Mardi. The long jumper missed. Mehdi El Mardi got his hand on it. I thought he was going to get it against 3 Wildcats, but the Wildcats come away.
Gilson's not going to give up any of those easy defensive boards, Jeff.
Thompson to the hoop. No call on that one, but he goes to the floor and scores a bucket for the Wildcats. Blackman realizes he had transition. Zion Blackman to the hoop. Tipped away, coming back. Thompson gets it. Paquette cleans it up. Wildcats right to the hoop. Swinging it around from the corner. Stafford. 3-point bucket for the Cats.
That was huge, Jeff. You had offense turn into defense, turn into great offense. I love it. Great transition on the fast break, finding the open man by Paquette.
22-22, 9:16 on the clock. The Wildcats are getting back into this game. High screen set by El Mardi. Lost the ball on no contact. Was trying to drive. Gilson going coast to coast like Space Ghost. And he gets the foul. They both go down. He misses the layup. But the Wildcats have a chance to lead off these free throws. Gilson right now 1 of 2 from the charity stripe.
Right now, Gilson has done everything offensively. He's scoring when he needs to. He's setting screens to set up other guys to be open. On defense, he's been out there getting every single defensive board. He even has a couple blocks, at least forcing some tough shots inside for the SPU defenders. Right now, if I had to pick my MVP halfway through the first half, it's Gilson.
Halfway through the first half. We call that quarters where I'm from.
Well, they don't have quarters in NCAA basketball because NCAA basketball doesn't make sense, Jeff.
Wildcats now take a lead off of Gilson's made free throw, 23-22. You also notice the social distancing. We haven't really talked about that much. No fans on the near side of the court, on the court side that we are on.
Well, I'm here, Jeff.
Second free throw up and in. The Wildcats lead by 2. Set to inbound with the Wildcats pressing. They have to give it to Sharif Khan on a long throw-in. They get the ball into Moffat's hand. Moffat is a guy that they want the ball in his hands constantly. Looking for that high screen. They're going to go for a double high screen. Now they're waving it off. Swinging the ball over to number 11, Whitman. Sharif Khan loses his dribble. Gives it back to Khan, and Khan scores on the inside.
Thompson jumped there on a pump fake. You can't do that on the defensive end. You got to just close out. Keep your feet on the ground. That way he doesn't beat you on the dribble.
Ball in Thompson's hand. David Thompson looking for the screen. Now gives it to Paquette. Paquette with a rifle pass that goes off the leg. Number 11 says, I think he threw the ball at me.
I do like how Paquette's playing right now. He seems to be looking to make the extra pass to find the open man. I very much appreciate it here as Wildcat fan, Jeff.
The way I like to see Paquette play is when Paquette takes that attack at the hoop and tries to see if he can finish around the basket. That's my favorite Matt Paquette. I remember him coming in as a freshman and what he was able to do. Gilson underneath swings it to Paquette. Paquette with Sharif Khan. Khan called for a little push there. I mean, there was a big size difference between Sharif Khan and Matt Paquette there.
Well, that's why Paquette didn't go flying. He just kind of absorbed it because he's a big, strong man.
You know, we were talking before the game, and Matt Paquette looks like he's a lot leaner, looks really, really fit, one would say.
Yeah, but right now, I mean, not to be one of those guys, but he looks jacked, Jeff.
Oh, yes.
He's incredibly strong. I can see his biceps all the way from where we're sitting. So I know that he's a big, strong kid, and he's pushing everybody around. That's why you're seeing him able to finish a little more this year. Strength.
Thompson attacks the hoop, comes out, kicks it around, giving it back. Stafford gets it to Paquette. Paquette going to square up, face up to the hoop, wants to take it in, looking for his drop step move. There it is, underneath. Now spins back, a little jump hook, and he scores the bucket. The Wildcats lead by 2, 26-24. Just under 8 minutes left in the first half. Mediel Marty gets the ball, misses the shot. We're coming back the other way with number 4, David Thompson. Thompson flailing, no call. He goes down, misses the transition layup. If he had slowed up and waited for the rest of his team, Wildcats might have got a better look. The long shot from Harry Cavell. Rebound by Micah Stafford.
Right now, I love the aggressive nature from the Cats, but we have to be a little careful of being too out of control when you are attacking right now. That's what you saw last time with Thompson.
My apologies there, Amari Stafford, as I was looking at my flip card there. Timeout on the floor. It's interesting how they take these socially distanced timeouts on the far baselines. I'm assuming that's because you can hear everything called. Now, the Wildcats football team, speaking of hearing play calls, is going to have an opportunity to play football here shortly. Will, you've been getting ready for that versus the University of Montana.
Yes, I have, and our whole team has as a whole. I'm not going to lie right now, seeing the way Gilson and Paquette are playing, I might have to go up against them a little bit. They're so strong in the paint. I might have to go against them just to get a little more physicality, you know, not saying anything, of course, about our team because we are full of very strong men. But I'm just saying, like, hey, maybe we have a couple positions for those two.
It's really exciting to see them out there playing. This lineup that we've had on the floor that has featured Amari Stafford and Matt Paquette out there, I think that's a really athletic front line, something to take off the workload of a Marcus Gilson, because Gilson has had to pretty much do a lot of the work out there for the Wildcats. 7 points in the game and 4 defensive rebounds for the Wildcats.
Well, and that's not counting also the fact that he does have 1 steal, and he's 3 for 4 from the free throw line. He's shooting at 66%. I mean, at 2/3 of the shots he shoots go in, Jeff.
10 minutes.
I love it.
10 minutes in the game for the big man, and he's coming back out for the Wildcats. We noticed his shoulder taped up a little bit there, but that hasn't seemed to hinder him at all. The Wildcats are bringing out Marcus Gilson at the center position. Waiting to see everything out there. Gilson, Stafford, Paquette on your front line.
Pollard and C.J. Hyder is finally checked into the game.
Hyder, exciting to see him in the game. Guy that is all action, quicker than a hiccup. Let's see how he plays for the Wildcats here. The ball into Khan. Sharif Khan getting it to Moffitt. They want the ball in Moffitt's hands every time up the floor.
He's the key to their offense, Jeff. Right now, he's making everything go.
Ball swung around. Medial Marty, not known for making shots out there, they give it to Kahn. They're fighting that ball inside, and I'll tell you what, number 2, CJ Hyder, forcing the turnover for the Wildcats. Great defense. He was energetic all over the floor.
Jeff, if I would have told you that Harry Cavell was 0 for 4 right now with 0 points, you would say the Central Washington Wildcats are playing great defense, and that is exactly what's happening. Keep that man down. Don't let him get hot.
Micah Pollard attacking the hoop, swings it out to Gilson. The Wildcats going to reset. Looks like they want to get it down to Matt Paquette. Paquette gets the ball. They're waiting with Sharif Khan, who's just hanging out in the lane. He goes right over the top of Moffitt and Khan and scores the bucket.
Moffitt's not going to stop Paquette down there, Jeff. Their forwards are struggling. You think a point guard's going to stop the big, strong young fella?
Great switch for the Wildcats in this trap, and they're going to have to waste a timeout. Moffitt was in a ton of trouble. Started panicking there. I started panicking. Will, give me the call. And that's what happened right there. Taking the timeout. Moffitt not happy about losing his dribble against the 2 Wildcats.
No, you can see right now he looks to be losing his cool a little bit. I think he's a little frustrated with the trap that the Central Washington team has been setting up right now. They kind of have 2 guys down there with one guy kind of faking like he's going to be on the inbounds man, and then as soon as the ball is inbounded, they jump on him and trap him in the corner. That's exactly what happened over here to Moffitt, and you can see he's absolutely losing his cool, which is good for the Wildcats.
28-24, 6:30 left. The Wildcats leading by 4. And I'll tell you what, it's been exciting to watch, but I'm going to say 9 points from Marcus Gilson. We're going to call his name a lot, and it's exciting to see. I know that the trap that we might be talking about isn't the full court trap, isn't the 3/4 court, isn't the half court trap. I think the trap is the Wildcats have had 11 months off, and they really, really wanted to come out and play against a good team, and they are playing outstanding against this team.
They're trying to send a message. Everyone knows that last year SPU was a tournament team, and they won the GNAC. Central Washington, is out here to say, hey, we should be in that conversation as well.
Pollard versus Kahn. Looking for the switch. Look at Pollard fight through the screens, and he's all over Sharif Khan. Khan gets the pass out to Blackman. Blackman with a jumper in the lane, and he gets it, and good. He has been able to score at will tonight. He's been exciting to see, is Sion Blackman.
Yes, Jeff, he has 7 points, but again, I think this is key for the Wildcats. Have the 4th, 5th, 6th best players of SPU getting the buckets. Don't let the stars do it.
Finger roll inside, number 32, Micah Pollard scores again.
Way to use your body there by Pollard to keep the defense away from you as you give yourself an easy look.
Sharif Khan looks for a man to bail him out. Ball goes to Harry Cavell, who struggled tonight. Swinging the ball around, Khan has it. Khan attacking the hoop. Khan gonna look for a pass to Blackman, but he stepped out of bounds.
Well, Jeff, you know what they say. It's illegal to step out of bounds, and you got to give the ball up to the other team.
That's the rule.
Yeah, that's why they say it.
Oh, wow. You know, I haven't heard color commentary quite like this with great insight since we last called a football game together, bud.
They don't call me the best in the business for nothing, Jeff.
Dribbling around Pollard.
They don't call me the best in the business at all.
Foul underneath on Matt Paquette there. Little confusion there for the Wildcats. They're trying to match up. Coming into the game for the Wildcats, number 22, Colby Jeanette. Seeing how we'll match up. Jeanette in the game, and Lewis Pope as well checks in for the Wildcats. The matchup to watch in the final 5 minutes of this quarter, I'm going to tell you, as a score underneath, great take by Harry Cavell there, finally getting off the schneid and scoring a bucket.
Yeah, Jeff, right there, Cavell just said that I need to get a bucket or two for my team. I need to help everyone out.
Wildcats turn the ball over. As I was saying, though, the matchup that we're going to need to watch is Paquette and Mehdi El-Mardi here in the last 5 minutes. El-Mardi is a guy that has physically been able to move a lot of the Wildcats. Let's see if Paquette can keep him from backing him down low. Rifles the ball across. Khan called for the second time he's touched the ball. He's called for stepping out of bounds. He was wide open and had a great path to the lane as Micah Pollard was out of position.
Well, do you know why he was so open? Because he was out of bounds, Jeff. That's cheating, and you can't have the ball if you cheat.
Pollard bringing the ball up. Sharif Khan giving the defense at the half-court mark. Wildcats trying to find somebody. Picked up his dribble a little early with Pollard. They're going to have to reset. Paquette setting the screen. Little handles problem here. Sharif Khan steals it away. Whistle, they're going to call Pollard for that one. And you know what? That's a foul that you got to make because Kahn was going to go all the way coast to coast and give you a little Star Trek action with a little laser beams and a finger roll at the end.
Exactly. Force him to shoot some from the charity stripe. I mean, obviously, we can't turn the ball over there. As the Wildcats, it looked a little bit like there was some confusion, almost like they thought there were some different plays that were going to be run. It just didn't quite happen that way. So that's a foul you have to take, unfortunately.
Sharif Khan set at the free throw line here. The Wildcats leading by 2, 30-28, 4:41 left in this quarter. Makes it a 1-point game. He's going to get the second of 2 here. 30-29 now. You know, Will, it's really hard as we're actually social distancing as well, giving our 6 feet, but we're also wearing masks as we sit up here in our new crow's nest. And one of the things that I love to do when calling a game is try and make my color commentator smile. And I can't see if Will's smiling when I try and give him all the crazy dad jokes as the second free throw is made, all knotted up, 30-30.
Jeff, I don't have to worry about you smiling. You laugh on air.
Yes, I do. Ballard setting up. Paquette, jump shot there. My apologies. Paquette getting the little 15-foot jumper as he squared up. They gave him the space. Mehdi Marty with a great screen up high. A little switch underneath. Mehdi Marty working underneath. Great pass underneath, and you're going to get a foul call. But what a pass by Harry Cavell there, finding number 33, Kelton Samore.
Now, that is why I called him the Superman of this team. If you look at basically every major category, Cavell, if he's not leading, he's number 2, he's number 3. He just seems to do everything and do everything well. The Wildcats can't let him find a way to start facilitating or getting rebounds, giving second chance opportunities, or especially not scoring because you might be in some trouble.
Samore makes his first. I really like that, the Superman, Harry Cavell there. I like what you did there. That was took me a second.
He's got hair kind of like him too. It's very similar.
Setting up for his second free throw now. The Wildcats leading 32-31. Kelton Samore out of Portland, Oregon.
To make some less.
Set. Lets it go from the mountains. Off the front iron, and the Wildcats hold on to a 1-point lead. Gilson with the rebound.
Thank you, Samore, for agreeing with me.
Thompson bringing the ball up. Looking for a high screen. No. Shakes it off. Swings the ball around to Paquette. Trying to get the ball down inside to Gilson. Gilson gets it against a double team. Gilson in trouble. No, he resets. Backing his man down. Working against Mehdi Marty. The little jump hook. No go. He goes down on that one. Come back the other way. The Wildcats trying to make sure they match up properly. Cavell looking to attack the hoop. He kicks it to Sion Blackman. Blackman picks up his dribble. Cavell gets the ball. Cavell thinking about a shot. Doesn't have it. They're going to give it to Sion Blackman. Sion Blackman will shoot from anywhere on this court. Kelton Samore, 6'9", down low. A little drop step move. Paquette swats it away. It's still going to be Seattle Pacific ball, but I'll tell you what, great movement there by Matt Paquette getting his hand on the ball.
Well, he's just proving that not only is he strong offensively, he's strong defensively as well. That was huge for the Wildcats there. Obviously, they had gotten down into the paint SPU, but what the Wildcats and Paquette specifically went out there and said, not in my kitchen. You can't do that here.
The 6'6" forward, Paquette, out of Morton, Washington, giving 3 inches up to Samore there, 6'9" versus 6'6". He was able to time his jump on that little drop step, and obviously a guy who's got bounce is Matt Paquette, able to just cup that ball and push it down. So the Wildcats doing a great job defensively here. You know, if you had told me that this is where we would be going almost into half, leading by 1, I would have said the Wildcats would have come out a lot rustier than that. I still think the Wildcats came out rusty. I think we're going to see something exciting in the second half from them.
Well, but what you're seeing that's overcoming the rustiness, Jeff, is just pure will and want to. Right now, yes, sometimes they're missing shots, but guess who's there? You have Gilson and Paquette that are going for offensive rebounds. Yes, sometimes they've turned the ball over, but they have come out and they have had multiple steals on the defensive end to go along with a few blocks and just a couple great defensive possessions, making sure that SPU doesn't get anything easy. So what they have overcome in maybe rustiness when it comes to shots is just pure and unadulterated hustle, and that's why they're winning right now.
Paquette and Gilson combined 15 points in a combined 26 minutes. They are combined 6 of 8 from the floor. Wildcats are getting a lot of production out of their 2 bigs.
They are going to be the reason, at least right now, whether CW wins or loses. If Paquette can keep being perfect from the field, which is a lot to ask, they are going to be in a great position at the end of this game, Jeff.
Ball inbounded to Mehdi Marty. They try and get it to him on a little handoff fake there. Ball goes out of bounds. The matchup I'm going to watch is what I think is the best switch that the Wildcats could make. I think that putting Lewis Pope, who's 6'5" and incredibly long, on Sion Blackman is going to slow Sion Blackman's ability to get free and make those jumpers that he's been making throughout the game.
Well, his big key is his speed right now. He's a little undersized. So I do like that as well, Jeff. It'll be fun to see someone who has a size advantage go against him.
Poquet just muscling the man, defending him down low. He makes a pass. It's mishandled. Picked up by Gilson. The long jumper. Missed off the rim. Poquet gets the rebound. He's going to reset his team. No, Thompson says right to the hoop. Little dime off to Poquet, and Poquet scores for the Wildcats.
I love a good dunk, Jeff, and I love the first dunk of the season for the Wildcats by Poquet.
Wildcats now fired up. You can even see the socially distanced bench getting into it. Underneath pass to Samore. Kelton Samore doesn't get it. A swat. Second one. And we're going to get a foul on the second block there. Great athletic effort there for the Wildcats by Kobe Jeanette.
I also like the play of David Thompson there, Jeff. He kept swiping at the ball as number 33, Kelton Samore, tried to go up for the shot. It made everything difficult. He just didn't have a great handle on the ball when he tried to go up for that shot.
You know, Kelton Samore has been at the free throw line an awful lot tonight throughout this game. He's kind of making his living there. He's been able to draw the Wildcats into some, not necessarily foul trouble yet, but that could come back to haunt us later on.
Yes, Jeff. Well, he's just made a living right now of finding a way to get hit. And maybe that's because he has that interesting mustache on his face.
It could be his mustache, yes.
It's very much Magnum P.I.-ish, Jeff.
Quality reference of the Tom Selleck character, Magnum P.I. from the early 80s, well before Will was born, but I appreciate it.
Hey, I love me some Tom Selleck, and if everyone had Tom Selleck mustaches, the world might be a better place.
Thompson bringing the ball up the floor, giving it over to Poquet. Wildcats trying to work the ball to Jeanette. They cannot get it to him. Gilson gets it. Poquet almost loses it. He doesn't have a dribble. Gets it to Thompson. Thompson is just a ball of energy right now. Poquet attacking, little drop step, comes up and under. Can't find what he wants. Gilson, 4-3 off the front of the iron. Great effort by the Wildcats. Get it back. Poquet gets it underneath, and he scores with a big physical score against the Superman Cavell there.
That's his 12th point of the game for Poquet. He looks absolutely fantastic. He hasn't missed a shot yet, Jeff.
5 of 5 from the floor. Medial Marty has the ball, gives it to Sharif Khan. Khan swinging the ball around. Sion Blackman. Blackman gives you the head fake. He's going to attack the hoop. A little finger roll up, misses it. Tipped around. Poquet comes away. Poquet has Sion Blackman with him. Whistle on it. Going to call Blackman for a foul there.
Well, Jeff, it's not legal to go in and try and smack the ball away from another person if you smack their arm.
I don't know if you ever played rec center ball when you yell wolf when somebody's behind somebody. It was really tough not to yell as Blackman was coming up and we're like, watch out.
Well, Jeff, they're not listening to us on the radio, so I don't know if they would have heard.
I think they can hear us inside this gym. Thompson gets the jumper in the lane and scores. Beautiful look.
That's one of the first jumpers that we've really seen go down for the Wildcats. Right now they've made their living in the paint, so I'd like to see some more jumpers fall for the Cats. I think that would be huge in getting up some more offensive production.
Medial Marty looking to get it to Cavell. Cavell looking to step back. Rifles it underneath. Gilson sniffed it out, looking like a DB out there, intercepting that pass. Thompson, he's been all about attacking the hoop. Everybody get out of his way. Here's a long jumper. He sets. Bangs and it goes down. The opportunity for the very rare 4-point play on that one.
I love the follow through there, by the way, Jeff. After he got hit, tackled onto the ground like you would see in a football game. What did Thompson do? He let everyone in the gym know, all 5 of us, that he just did that.
Let's see if he can make the quattro play here. Thompson. And does not convert, so it just stays at trace.
Great play by Poquet there, Jeff, with the steal. SPU tried to sneak away and run a quick little cherry pick scheme there, but Poquet said no, sir.
Gilson set for a screen there, but he just wants to go one-on-one against Khan. Crosses him over. Little contact there by Sharif Khan, the Wildcats. I'll tell you, there's a lot of contact. I'm not going to just say it's one guy giving you all the contact there. Contact both ways on that one. Thompson, though, going to the free throw line for the Wildcats is at least 41-33 with under a minute until the half.
Aside from the 2 forwards that we've spent talking basically ad nauseum right now, Thompson has been the other key contributor on the offensive end.
Coming back the other way, 41-33. The clock is rolling under 50 seconds. Harry Cavell looking for a screen, attacks the hoop, doesn't find what he wants, and he's gonna traveler right there. You know, traveling has been really hard with the pandemic and everything, but Cavell made it look easy there. He probably got his test early, so he was able to show it.
Well, he probably should have brought a suitcase, Jeff. If you're gonna travel that far, you might as well have an overnight bag.
You know, that was definitely a situation there. Man, I've been waiting 11 months to use a traveling joke on with the pandemic whole thing in there.
Should I make more? I have some Johnny Cash references if you'd like them.
I'd rather not.
He talks about Ellensburg in the song. Ellensburg.
As we are set to go, the Wildcats lead 41-33 in a timeout right now. We're nearing the half. The Wildcats have played incredibly well against the SPO Falcons. The Wildcats playing their very first game of the season, but it's so much more. This team able to play the very first game for an entire athletics department of a season, and it's really just kind of opening the doors for every other team that is here. You know, you're going to have football starting off. Women's basketball will be next
week. I believe they play the SPU women, Jeff.
They play the SPU women. We were talking about that. We'll be covering that game as well. Thompson attacks the hoop, clean jump shot. It goes in and out. Cavell gets the rebound.
I'm okay with Thompson taking that shot there, trying to go for the 2-for-1. Just didn't happen for him.
30 seconds left. My suggestion to the SPU would be get the ball into Khan's hands and then down into Mehdi El Mardi. They're spreading it out. They want to play for the last one. 16, 15 on the shot clock, 20 on the game clock. Harry Cavell looking for the screen from Mehdi El Mardi. Mardi rolls, swinging the ball around. The long jump shot buried. Number 11 right there. Clayton Whitman, the Wildcats in transition. Thompson, crossover dribble, goes to the hoop, a little jumper, and buries that with no time on the clock for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats go into the half, 43-36, leading the SPU Falcons. A great take to the hoop. What are your thoughts on the first half for the Wildcats here?
Well, right now the big thing for the Wildcats has been the play of their forwards. We've been talking ad nauseum about Matt Pokek and Marcus Gilson. They've just been bullying the SPU forwards down in the paint, getting any shot up when they want it, and they're making darn near everything. Poket's been perfect. Gilson is right there as well. They've looked fantastic. It has been the play of those two that I think, for me personally, are the keys to why CW is leading right now at half.
Gilson, 16 minutes. Poket, 17 minutes. Thompson, 14 minutes. Pope, 11 minutes. Xavier Smith has 8, along with Stafford, who gave 9. Those are the big minute contributors for the Wildcats. And I'll tell you, a lot of Wildcats getting love. I can see it looks like 9, 10 players have gotten time in this game already. I say the big factor in this game, and obviously Matt Poket has done outstanding, but Marcus Gilson's ability to make guys have to double team him when he gets the ball in the post numerous times throughout has been something to really watch. He's changed the tempo of the game, and he just falls in line with a lot of great big men that the Wildcats have had over the last few years. Maybe not the bounce of a Joseph Stroud from 5 years ago, but still drawing that same attention to people, having to crash down at all times on him. And I'll tell you, Thompson, his just pure spark right now has been something to watch. He's wearing me out as I've been watching this game.
Oh, for sure, Jeff. He's been playing all over the place. And look, we said that the forwards have been the keys, but from the guards, you know, I don't want to say it's a lackluster, but it's been rusty. You can tell that right now. Jumpers that these guys hit most of the time just don't seem to be falling right now. Some of that could be, you know, they haven't played a game. Some of them are anxious. This is their first time getting a chance to play in a game. So I think that you're going to start seeing those fall more in the second half, especially because SPU is going to have to double Gilson and Poket, because you can't just keep letting these guys shoot like this.
So talk to me about Coach Renta and what he's saying to his team right now, leading 43-36 as they've gone into the locker room.
Well, I'm telling Matt Poket, keep shooting because you're literally perfect. You haven't missed one. You're 6 for 6 right now. I'm telling David Thompson to keep up exactly what you're doing, just being a little fireball of energy. But specifically, I'm going to tell the whole team to keep playing defense the way that they have been. Right now, you will have 5 steals and 1 block, but what you're not going to see on the stat sheet is the amount of times that late in the shot clock, SPU has had to chuck up absolutely horrendous looking shots because the defense is all over them right now. The CW defense has played fantastic. I love it. I love the energy. They're flying around. This is great.
Stats coming from our favorite guy in the entire world who was avoiding all the trip hazards in the world that are in his way.
Thank you, Caleb. Really appreciate it.
Caleb Dunlap coming up into the, this isn't even a crow's nest. We're just in the top of the stands. It's kind of lonely up here.
Some call it the nosebleeds, Jeff.
I don't think this is the nosebleeds. I've been here with the nosebleeds, and you know, it is something for me as we get ready to get out and play a bunch of commercials for the half, maybe some music, because Will's looking at going and finding a socially distanced hot dog right now. He is hungry. I can see it on the kid. I have been in this place when it has been packed for big, huge Central Washington University versus Western Washington games, and it is packed to the rafters in this place, and they've got extra chairs out. And I'll tell you, this is a completely different feel. But for me, it means a lot, and the energy is here. And I'll tell you, the energy on the court is outstanding.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, dude, I'm fired up right now. I'm going to run through the wall just to go get that hot dog. I might be the only one who can go to the concessions and get anything because there's only, so few of us here right now. But goodness gracious, I'm ready to run through a wall. I can't wait to hear what Coach Rinta tells the team at halftime to keep up this energy because, woo-wee, man, I'm ready to go.
I'm going to tell you right now, Will's lying. There's no food here. It's not part of the protocols.
You lied to me?
We don't want Inslee or anyone coming down on us. Central Washington's done an amazing job with the social distancing. We're going to take some social distancing from all of you out there. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. You're listening to Wildcat Sports Radio Network Basketball on 88.1 The Bird, your music central. back in the action. Jeff McMillan and Will Ortner here in Dean Nicholson Pavilion in what has been a great start to a season that has been very different. As we've said, you know, we're back in the action. Nicholson Pavilion, excitement. You can't really say that, but you can say for the players it has been. No fans in attendance, just the necessary.
I'm here, Jeff.
You are a fan, but just the necessary crews that are here. You see the benches socially distanced across from us. It's interesting. I don't know how I would describe it on the radio. Maybe like a checkerboard or a chessboard.
It's like how pretty much every other college basketball game looks. If you go and turn on a Gonzaga game or a UW game or WSU, it's about the same, you know?
I didn't know that there were other games outside of the GNAC, bud.
Oh, you're one of those.
I only watch the GNAC.
You must be pretty bored right now.
You know, at least some of the teams have had some games. Like Seattle Pacific, our opponents tonight, who have played 8 games on the season. They come in 5-3. The Wildcats playing their first game in about 11 months, and the Wildcats leading 43-36. And you know, they've knocked off the rust quite literally, coming out of the gate with a physical play of Marcus Gilson and Mac Paquette just battling Mehdi Almardi underneath and just kind of imposing their will as the Wildcats lead at the start of the second half, 43-36. The Wildcats look to defend the inbound here. It's going to be Harry Cavell inbounding the ball. He'll probably try and give it to Devontae Moffitt because Moffitt's standing the closest to him. The Wildcats on the floor have Smith, Gilson, Paquette, and number 5, Pope, and I can't see the far side of the floor, but I'm going to assume it's Thompson by the amount of minutes he's played.
That is Thompson over there, Jeff. Don't worry, I've got young eyes.
Cavell makes a long jump shot. I think that's his first long jumper of the night.
That's his second bucket of the night, Jeff, and that's worrisome for the Cats. If he gets hot, it might get a little ugly.
Paquette looking to get the ball into the hands of Xavier Smith, who was quiet for much of the first half. Gilson gets it. Gilson giving it to Pope. Pope gets it back across. Thompson wants to get it to Paquette. There it is. Paquette looking to take it across the middle of the lane. He'll use that drop step. Battling down low against Cavell. Drop steps in. Gets hammered by Mehdi Almardi.
I'm not surprised that happened there, Jeff. Paquette's been going after Cavell all night long, and he's been able to do whatever he wants to. So they're going to start looking for SPU to start, you know, have a little more help side defense with Almardi. Doesn't shock me that you saw that early foul there.
Xavier Smith gets the ball to Thompson. Moving around, gets a switch. You got Paquette with Moffitt on him. Ball given to Smith. Xavier Smith crosses his man over, takes it to the hoop. Thompson wide open in the corner for 3, and it's good.
Bang, that is a huge bucket to get Thompson started, and it basically eliminates the Cavell 3 that he hit earlier.
46-39, 7-point lead for the Cats. Just under 19 minutes left in the game. Moffitt looking to attack. Smith cuts it off right away. Looking to work the ball on the outside. Moffitt doesn't want to give it up even though he sees 2 and 3 Wildcats. They get the ball down inside to Mehdi Almardi. They're going to call a foul on Gilson.
I didn't really see it there, Jeff. I think they're going to say that Gilson used his arm to kind of push off and push Almardi out of the paint. I disagree with the call there, Jeff. Let the players play.
Ball goes into Harry Cavell. Cavell gets it back. Long jumper. He thinks he's feeling it. Mehdi Almardi misses the tip on the missed rebound. Sharif Khan gets it, pump fake. Khan looking for a man, trying to find something. Behind the line, 3-pointer, Harry Cavell for 3, nails it.
And just like that, I thought after that miss that he was going to be no Casper Milk Toast, but all of a sudden he came out and hit a second shot there. I don't like seeing him get started.
Moffitt, great play, passes it off to the hoop and a big swat. No, they're going to call contact. Gilson went hard on the defense there.
I disagree with that call, Jeff. The only contact I saw was Gilson smacking the absolute you-know-what out of the backboard and making the whole gym shake.
Zach attacked Paulson, attacked the hoop. He went down hard. Big bucket there, closing it to a 2-point lead for the Wildcats. 18 minutes on the clock when we return after this timeout. But I'll tell you, physical play. The Wildcats coming out strong, but still giving up the points. Harry Cavell making 2 big shots out of the gate.
We talked about it early. I called him kind of the Superman of this team, and we can't let him get started, right? Moffitt had some early buckets, but all of a sudden the defense got tight on him. He wasn't able to get any easy looks. The key was Cavell. The Wildcats had made sure that he hadn't gotten any easy looks. He had missed basically every shot that he had took in the first half, except for one, and I am worried if he can get started. He's got 8 points, obviously, off 2 quick threes in this half. He already has 6 points. If he gets hot and he starts hitting shots, the Wildcats are in trouble. He's averaging 17 points right now on the year. The Wildcats can't let him get to that 17-point mark.
The Wildcats can very easily put him back into trouble, and the reason why he's been able to make these shots is because he's been open. The Wildcats forced him to have 4 turnovers in the first half of this game. 4 assists, 4 turnovers, a 1-to-1 ratio. But right now, the Wildcats aren't putting any pressure on him. They're not attacking him. They're not causing the problems that they were giving him in the first half, and so now he's starting to get in a rhythm.
Well, they were, Jeff, but what you didn't see in the first half to what you're seeing now is the amount of running that Cavell is doing. Cavell kind of sat back, tried to let the game come to him, but in the second half, he knew that he was going to have to start taking over to make sure his team had a shot. So you've seen him start running around much like Steph Curry does, running around the three-point line, running through picks and screens, trying to find himself open, and that's why he was able to get 3 really wide-open looks and bury 2 of them.
With all that running around and him helping his team come from behind, you could say, here comes the Calvary, if you get what I mean.
I don't, Jeff.
The free throw made by Paulson on that one. It's a 1-point lead for the Wildcats as the bad jokes continue on your radio. Dribbling up the court for the Wildcats. They get it to Paquette. Paquette wants to get it to Pope. Pope finds his man across the way. Missed long jump shot by Rose right there. Rose had a great look. It's a shot I'd want him to take again, how open he was on that one.
Well, I like Moffitt trying to rebound because he's got butterfingers as that ball went out of bounds off his hands.
Wildcats looking to get into Xavier Smith. They can't get it there. They try and force it to Paquette. Moffitt gets the ball, pushing his man off, no call. Great defense by Matt Paquette on the layup that misses. Coming back the other way, number 4, David Thompson. Thompson slows down smartly for the Wildcats. Xavier Smith bringing it up, attacking the hoop, steps back, fading, jumper, rattles around and misses. Moffitt makes a little extra with the rebound on that one.
Well, he had to make sure he caught it, Jeff, after last time.
Goes behind his back, calling a foul there on number 4, Thompson. I thought there was a little more contact by the big in that situation, but no call in the favor of the Wildcats. So now set to inbound. It's going to be Moffitt.
I don't like how tight the calls have been, Jeff. All of a sudden, that strength that CWU was able to use in the first half is kind of being neutralized by the Stripes.
Mehdi El Mardi gets the ball, hands the ball off to number 4, Cavell. They give it to Sharif Khan. El Mardi gets it down low. El Mardi gives it back to Cavell. Cavell loses it back to El Mardi. The Mardi down low, and he misses the shot.
Too
Rebounded.
weak, trying to go up against Kyson Rose. Kyson Rose is a big body, great play.
Long jumper from Thompson off the front of the rim, rebounded long by Paquette. You shoot long, you miss long. Jumper there by Pope. Pope misses on that one. Cavell trying to get his team to calm down, like he's telling everybody on his team to calm down because they're playing into this fast-paced Wildcat game. The Wildcats lead by 1, 46-45. Set to inbound is Cavell.
Jeff, I'm a little disappointed right now in the Wildcats' looks. They've been going into the paint, using their big to go after SPU, and right now they're settling for quick long-range jumpers. I don't like it.
Long jumper from Paulson, missed. El Mardi loses the rebound to Pope. The Pope takes it away. Paquette gets it at the top. Rose sets a screen. Xavier Smith gets it back to Pope down in the post. Pope backing his man down. He has a man wide open. Finds Thompson. Thompson to the hoop. Spin! Windmill layup!
Wow! That was incredible, Jeff. David Thompson with the, I don't know what to say, although I might have seen a trick like that on Cirque du Soleil one time. He was up in the air. He was falling down, back to the basket, chucks it up, and it goes in. Incredible.
That was an awesome move. I feel bad for the sound technician running video right now as we probably blew out his speakers. But holy moly, radio, we have a limiter to deal with it. This is great as it's going. Thompson looking for the three-point play. Misses off the back iron. He struggled from the line tonight. But I'll tell you what, him going to the hoop has been exciting all night long. Thompson
has really struggled from the free throw line right now, Jeff. He's 0 for 3. That needs to change. Those are 3 points that the Wildcats desperately wish they had.
Poquet has lost Cavell, Marty underneath. But what I was saying is Poquet has lost Cavell numerous times down the floor, and I think that's where Cavell's really taking off. Stafford to the hoop. Misses off the front iron, tries to get the rebound. The Marty gets it. Bringing it back the other way is Moffitt. Moffitt being picked up by Stafford. Stafford staying tight with Moffitt, and they're going to call Stafford for a foul there. Amari Stafford, very long, very fast, got a little too close there, got called for a push.
Well, I think the refs didn't understand that you can be inside of 6 feet when you're on the field of play, because I didn't see any contact there, Jeff.
Timeout called on the floor. The Wildcats still holding on to a 1-point lead, 48-47, 15:52 left in the game. The Wildcats have been incredibly exciting. Gilson, haven't seen him in the second half yet, and that could be why they've been able to close that gap, because Gilson's been so much of the impact player kind of guy out there.
The big issue I have right now, Jeff, is that the Wildcats seem to be settling for quick contested jumpers. That wasn't something that they were doing early in the first half, really the whole first half in general. They were getting the ball to Gilson and Poquet down in the paint and letting them go to work, or if they were stopped because of some help defense from SPU, they were able to hit a cutter, or you could hit a guy open in the corner for a wide open three. All of a sudden now it seems like they're taking a little bit too much of a hand in your face corner jumper, or you're taking a shot from the top of the key with the hand in your face. And it's also one of those situations where you're not running the shot clock down. There's no reason to take that shot. Pass it around, look for a little better opportunity. I think that's what Coach Renta is telling his guys right now in the huddle.
As you flip the stat sheet here for Seattle Pacific, I'll tell you, the difference maker right now without Gilson in the game is Mehdi El Mardi. El Mardi has played 21 minutes in this game, the second most on his team. He has 4 rebounds, but 3 of them are offensive rebounds, 6 points in the game. He's also caused a lot of havoc just being able to be physical down low.
Yes, he's the one person who's been able to match strength with the bigs of CWU, which is a bit worrisome, Jeff.
Moffitt in. Things that are being taken precaution-wise, the social distancing, the no fans, all the seats pushed down. It was kind of eerie coming in here, but I'll tell you, with the way the Wildcats have played, leading by 1, 48-47, it's been exciting. Poquet gets the ball. Poquet attacking the hoop right away. He's got Moffitt. He'll muscle him around. A little jump step fake, up and under, rolls it in. 7 of 7, and takes a hand to the face was Matt Poquet. Poquet really carrying the Wildcats on his back with 14 points.
And he's been perfect from the field still, Jeff. That is another make for him. He's 7 for 7 right now in the game. I love it. Just using his strength. Moffitt's not big enough to guard a guy like that. He can't take him on one-on-one. Use your strengths to your advantages, and his strength happens to be his strength. I just can't believe it wasn't an and one.
Moffitt goes to the line now. Xavier Smith got called with a really ticky-tack foul. I'm not one to call it from here. I mean, with all the fans and everything that's distracting me, it's hard to see, but I did not think that that Xavier Smith made contact on that one, but who knows?
Well, if you're going to call Xavier Smith, I think that you should have called Moffitt for slapping Poquet in the face, but that's just me. You know, I'm just someone of a basketball fan. I think that the call should go both ways.
Right now, the Wildcats have 2 players on the floor who have scored double-digit points. The flip side, they're not a double-digit scorer on the floor for the Seattle Pacific team.
Which is very shocking, Jeff. They haven't had a single game yet this year where they haven't had someone, at least one person, in double digits.
I think they might have at least one. No, they have nobody in double digits right now. Thompson with the crossover dribble doing the work against Sion Blackman. Ball goes down to Poquette. Poquette versus some more. Great backdoor pass. And they're going to say it's off Gilson right there. It looked like Paulson got his hand on it as he bodied up Gilson. No call there. Poquette, though, maybe the ill-advised pass, was trying to pass out of his double team in that situation.
I like the idea by Gilson. I'm with him. I disagree with the call, but what did he do? He hustled back on defense and got ready for the next play. I love the next play mentality by him. Go off, make a great defensive stop, get the ball back and score.
Gilson with Moffitt attacking him, and they call Gilson for the foul on that one. A little bit of body there. You know, Gilson needs to watch the fouls right now. Wildcats need him late in this game. Let's see what the call is there. That is fourth personal foul, so he's got to come out of the game again. And that's where Seattle Pacific was able to close their gap in the 5 minutes coming out of half, is not having Gilson in the game. It's still Wildcats leading 50-49, 14:31 on the clock. Ball inbounded to Harry Cavell. Down low to Moffitt. Moffitt working against three Wildcats. And somehow another foul called. The Wildcats looking at each other. Thompson getting his team to rally around him and just not worry about the calls right now, as the calls just seem to be going in the favor of Seattle Pacific right now. But, you know, the pendulum will swing over time and everything will even out. That's how it usually works. The Wildcats, though, have to understand that when you play close to the basket, as Moffitt has been able to do, you're going to draw fouls.
And this is going to be an issue, I think, that we're going to see. We're already seeing it with Gilson having to sit down with 4 fouls. But I think the big thing already is the fact that the Wildcats have 7 fouls just 6 minutes into the second half. The next foul, all of a sudden you're shooting one-on-ones and you're into the penalty. Not good for the Cats.
Thompson sees the press, swings that ball around. Micah Pollard in now, back to Thompson. Thompson comes across, makes the pass to Pollard. Pollard needs to attack the hoop against some more here. Drop step, little jump hook in the lane, and he nails another one. 8 of 8 for the power forward for the Wildcats right there. Matt Poquette makes another.
That's 16 points for him, Jeff, to go along with David Thompson's 16 points. They're going to have to pick up the slack with Gilson out of foul trouble.
Wildcats struggling. They've lost the man underneath some more. Some more down low against Pollard. Loses it, jump step. Gonna call him for the travel there. Quality defense by number 32, Micah Pollard, underneath out of Tacoma, Washington, just using his feet to play the game.
Not to be that guy, Jeff, but I'm glad we finally got one. You said the pendulum would swing, and I hope it is swinging.
Ball inbounded to Thompson. Thompson has the purple sneakers on. If you can see those at home, they're beauty to look at. Dribbling up the court. Looks for the high screen. No, he just attacks the hoop right in. Finger rolls it in. Adjusting. Great score as he went right in the face of Clayton Whitman there.
Thompson has looked fantastic, and he's doing exactly what we had talked about earlier. They settled for too many jumpers. Finally, someone is attacking the basket. I love it.
Cavell gives it to Paulson. Paulson attacks the hoop. Paulson dimes it off. Trying a tricky shot there. Stolen away by Stafford. Number 11 on that one, Clayton Whitman. Tried that windmill shot that we saw earlier. Didn't look the same, didn't complete the same on that one.
Well, when you're not as athletic as one David Thompson, maybe you shouldn't attempt the Cirque du Soleil shot, Jeff.
Foul called now, set to inbound. Moffitt will inbound. Waiting to see where it is. Sion Blackman in the game too. This is a guy that loves to shoot when he gets free, and there he goes. Sion Blackman with a jumper from about 18 feet away and buries it on that one. Blackman has not met a shot tonight that he did not fall in love with. Diving in the way is Moffitt. Moffitt gets the steal. He's attacking the hoop and finger rolls it in easily as the Wildcats make sure not to make the ill-advised foul. Almost turning it over there. Thompson saves it on that one. Thompson working against Moffitt. Crossover dribble. He loses it off his finger. Poquette picks it up for the Wildcats. Stafford gets it on the corner. O'Keefe in the game for the Wildcats. Stafford attacks a little jumper off the body, rims it out. Cavell steals it away off the board. And we're going to get a foul call right there in favor of the Wildcats. A little push in the back.
You're starting to see by SPU that same aggression on defense that the Wildcats had in the first half. That seems to have been kind of the difference maker right now, Jeff. why SPU is able to get steals and get those easy offensive boards.
Bad inbounds going coast to coast. Number 11, Whitman throws it off the side of the backboard. He could have slowed down. Now Stafford coming back the other way. Gives it to Thompson. Thompson with a three-pointer. Off the iron, misses. Zion Blackman rebounds. It's taken away. The Wildcats come away with it. Blackman knocks it out of bounds. O'Keefe gets that rebound, though. I'll tell you what. The officials.
Well, look, it seems like someone other than myself seems to be upset at the way the calls were going right there. Jaleel O'Keefe clearly had the ball, got knocked out. The ref made a mistake, and so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's now giving it back to the Central Washington Wildcats. So that's good. But that was a great play by O'Keefe there, making sure that he didn't let the play die. Even though Zion had the ball, he came in and absolutely took it away from him.
Cavell using that Superman strength to push Paquette all the way out of the way. I'm going to tell you right now, if you can push Paquette 6 feet away from the key, something tells me you're doing something illegal.
Yeah, well, that's what he's going to have to do to move Paquette. Paquette's too strong. If he wants the position, he's going to get it.
Stafford gets it. Looking to get a little isolation there. High screen set. Thompson gets the switch. He's got Paulson. Look at him working. Paulson scratching him like a record. Fadeaway shot missed. Rebound coming the other way. Zion Blackman gets it. Whistles everywhere. Zion Blackman still down on the floor, getting up slowly on that one.
Tell you what, I like the handles there by David Thompson. He looked like he was in one of those old little Sprite dribble competitions. He looked like he had a little Kyrie Irving going there.
I'll tell you, it was quite nice to see him as you saw Paulson on him. I wanted to see if he could make a nice little Instagram video for himself right there. But the shot did not fall, but the Wildcats still keeping it close. They now trail by 1 point. The Wildcats 54, Falcons 55.
I think what you saw there too, Jeff, is David Thompson says, hey, I'm a senior, and Zach, you're a freshman. I can beat you. I've been doing this for so long, kid. You were barely in high school when I first started playing college basketball. So he wanted to show the kid what's what.
Sharif O'Keefe getting ready to come in. Zion Blackman makes his free throw. Gets a little buzzer. Moffitt coming off for O'Keefe. So now, in this situation, Wildcats trail by 2. Zion Blackman becomes the main focus on the outside. Let's see how often they try and get the ball in Zion Blackman's hands. Zion Blackman looking for his second free throw. And he gets it good. 3-point lead, 57-54 for the SPU over Central here. Stafford bringing the ball up for the Wildcats. Rose gets it. I'm sorry, not Stafford, that was Smith. Now Stafford has it. Swinging it around. Wildcats trying to get a backdoor cut for Stafford. Stafford gets it, looks for a little jumper in the lane and makes it. Little baseline shot for the Wildcats.
That is huge there, Jeff, for Stafford. Stafford, he'd only had 1 bucket earlier, so we'd like to get him started, get him going right now. You have a smaller lineup for the Wildcats. I'm interested to see how it works. They've been relying so much on their strength and their blitz. Now the issue is, of course, those guys are in foul trouble. Let's see how the little guys work. Are they able to get into the key? Are they able to start knocking down some of these jumpers?
Jaleel O'Keefe and Colby Jeanette getting the action here for the Wildcats. And that's going to be a big thing, is how they're able to play for about the next 4 or 5 minutes. Remember, Gilson's got 4 fouls for the Wildcats, so we don't expect him in until sometime in the last 5 minutes. The Wildcats trailing 57-56, 11:33 left in the game right now. Xavier Smith for the Wildcats has been silent. 2 points in the game. He's been used a lot, but he really hasn't been able to create in the way that he does in the past. Usually he's a guy that'll give you a rebound. He's a guy that'll give you a lot of assists, and he's a guy that can kind of settle your team down. He's kind of been ineffective in that, per se, for this part of the game in his 14 minutes. On the flip side, Matt Paquette, 16 points in the game, but really has been silent for the second half. Hasn't done much since we come out of the half.
Well, they really haven't been getting the ball into him, which is disappointing to me, Jeff. I'd like to see him get more looks. He's only had 2 shots in the second half, as opposed to the 6 that he had in the first half. No, I think some of that is because SPU has changed up. They're a little more aggressive. They're attacking the guards. Those lanes aren't there to pass through right now. So I'm interested to see, while he is sitting right now, when he does come back in, I want to see the Wildcats kind of move him around more. Start using him in the pick and roll game. See if you can't get him involved more and keep getting him up and keep getting him shooting shots, because right now, if you're perfect, I want the ball in the man with the perfect shooting percentage right now, Jeff.
The Wildcats going very small. Kobe Jeanette looks like he's kind of the frontline guy with Free throw up and good. It's kind of that frontline guy with number 24, Amari Stafford. And when those are your bigs out there, and Xavier Smith probably playing the small forward position for you, that's something that the Wildcats are going to have to address real quick, especially if an El Marty comes into the game.
Well, I think they're going to go small right now, Jeff, because SPU is going small, but really the key is to get Poquette some rest. He's already at 25 minutes. He's going to need to get a breather so that he's ready to come down and play his best ball down the stretch.
Hyder, the crossover dribble to Jeanette. Xavier Smith crosses his man over, takes it to the hoop, a little leaning jumper, rolls in and out. Rebound battle underneath, picked up, still fighting. The Wildcats somehow come out with it. Picked up by 32 Pollard. Pollard loses the handle on his jumper. Sharif O'Keefe gets it. Coming back the other way, a little dime pass. And Sam Blackman gets his shot swatted by Micah. Pollard, 6'1" out of it. We're coming back the other way. The X-Man kicks it out. Stafford looks at his shot and buries it. The Wildcats down by 1, 59-58, trailing with 10 minutes 43 in the game.
Great defense there by Pollard. He tracked that play down like LeBron James on Andre Iguodala and sent SPU packing.
Underneath move by the Superman Cavell. Can't make it. Jeanette gets it. Coming back the other way for the Wildcats. Smith looking to attack the hoop. Spin move. Spin-a-rooney doesn't complete it, but he gets the foul against Clayton Whitman. And Whitman looked lost as that spin move came.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, that was fantastic. I love a good spin-a-rooney. That's why I always go down to the laundry machine and just watch it go and go and go. That was fantastic there by Smith. I love him getting more involved like you had talked about. He looks great.
First free throw up and good for the X-Man. I'll tell you, you go to the laundromat a lot, do you? But I figured an offensive lineman like you would have an in-house washer and dryer because a lot of laundry after practices.
Well, that's why I have to go to multiple. I have to go to the laundromat so that I can use multiple at once.
I see where you go in that one.
Plus, Jeff, how else am I going to get rid of all my quarters?
Jeanette out. In is Poquette. Poquette will become the focal point of the offense for the Wildcats right now. But I'll tell you, personally, I think Stafford has looked great. Pollard, you got to reward him for that great blocking play. Poquette takes the miss away. Stafford for three. Rattles out. Sharif pushes his man down. No call on that one.
That is why you get Poquette back in the game, Jeff. He just makes things happen. He hustles around. He does the little things. It was a great play by him. They got an open look. It just didn't fall for him.
Moffitt gets the screen from El Marty. Swinging that ball around. Long three-pointer from Whitman. He misses. Pollard gets it. Pollard coming up. Man chasing him down. Tips it out. It's really hard not to yell look out in this quiet gym. But I'll tell you, it sounds loud because you know, the benches are into this game, and the few, I guess, staff are also into it as well. You can't say fans.
Well, there's one fan. I'm the fan. I'm here having a good time watching the game, talking about it.
You're being paid.
Well, I'm not clocked in.
Smith dribbling, dancing around, gets a crossover. He's got a matchup he likes with Paulson. Gets a switch. Now he's got El Marty. He's going to spin on El Marty again. Fadeaway jumper and buries it. Xavier Smith putting him into the spin cycle.
Great play. He looks like Dwight Freeney out there. All he does is spin.
61-59. The Wildcats take a lead on that one. Moffitt looking for a little isolation. Screen coming from El Marty. Attacking the hoop is Moffitt. Moffitt behind the back dribble. Little jumper. Gets the contact on number 32, Micah Pollard. Pollard doesn't agree, but I'll tell you, great defense all around from Pollard, working through the screen of El Marty.
Absolutely fighting for everything, making sure that he's playing great defense there by Pollard. It's only his second foul, so they're going to keep him in the game right now. Jeff, but I love it. Make Moffitt earn it. I would have liked to see, like, if you are going to foul, get him a little harder.
Free throw up and good right there. Moffitt in this game has pretty much been the answer for his team. He gets into double figures. He's got 13 points in the game, 13 for his number 13. I would expect more with the amount of time that he's had the ball in his hands and all he's tried to do. He makes the second one 14 points for Moffitt in the game.
He's still under his season average, Jeff. He's a little bit of a volume shooter. So right now, if I'm the Cats, I'm pretty happy that he's only at 14. Obviously, you like to get him a little lower, but that's okay. 14 is below 18, and that means they're playing well.
Paquette pump fake from three, tacks the hoop, goes in strong and gets it, but they're going to call in for the charge on that one. The slow-moving charge by Paquette made it easy for the player to take that one there.
Well, Well, it looked like a little bit of James Harden action there on defense. A little, I'm not going to say it, but you know how James Harden plays defense.
As we get late into this game with 9 minutes left, it's all knotted up 61-61. You want to watch Xavier Smith against Sharif right now. See if he's able to get his hands in there. Also, as Sharif goes to the hoop, somehow he squirted out the back end of that one. Nothing there. Coming back the other way, Xavier Smith. Smith crossover dribble. He's got Zach Paulson. Pump fake by Pollard. Pollard fadeaway three off the iron. Paulson gets easy rebound.
I don't like that shot, Jeff. You need to do a better job working through your plays there.
Moffitt misses. El Marty misses. Moffitt gets the ball. Some call on the floor and missed it from the officials. A lot going on there.
Don't worry, Jeff. I have my glasses on, so I saw it. He did that thing that Kahn had been doing earlier.
Stepping out of bounds.
Yes, it's very unfortunate for them, but very fortunate for CWU.
What happened coming down the floor was Paulson went to shoot and he lost the ball. The ball went into another player's hands. That player lost the ball. Everybody was losing the ball. El Marty shoots up a shot. It rattles out, and then somebody gets a whistle. I lost it all. Smith to the hoop, finger rolling in, and I'll tell you, Smith has come on late in the last 3 minutes of this game. The Wildcats leading 63-61.
Just like that, Jeff, he's got 7 points. Fantastic.
Paulson thinking about a shot from the corner. Off the iron, his feet were on the line. Let's see what they called it there.
If that's not a shooter's roll, then I've never seen a shooter's roll in basketball, Jeff.
Wildcats trailing by 1 now. SPU leading 64-63, just under 8 minutes. Pollard gets the ball in his hands. Now Poquette. Poquette, a little fancy dribble by Poquette on that one. Thompson in the game, gets a body call on Moffitt. Moffitt gonna pick up his 3rd foul.
Well, Jeff, right there, Poquette did a great job, and Thompson really, of forcing Moffitt either to try and go over the screen and cause the foul or go underneath it. Moffitt obviously tried to go over the top, and it did not work, and I love it. He's complaining to the ref right now about it. It's like, dude, you've gotten all the calls all night. Maybe you should just be okay where you're standing.
Maybe he's not complaining. Maybe they're having a conversation about social distancing and rules and their thoughts on phases and stuff like that.
Well,
You don't
Jeff,
know.
as a player who's had conversations with officials, it's never a good one. It's usually about a little bit of a gripe.
Oh, I always thought you were just having great talks with them. That's what I usually tell them, when having a discussion about different things.
Well, that's what I try to do. I try to go out there and make friends with the officials so that they don't call me for holding, because obviously I never do that. But it does happen on occasion where someone might think that I held. So I would like them to kind of, we talked about the pendulum swinging, and it's swinging a little bit, but it just seems like when CWU goes up for tough contested shots, the guys are getting smacked. They're not getting the same call.
I think right now it's a pretty evenly called game. Obviously, it can be seen a different way by different people. But I will say right now, the Wildcats trailing by 1 against a team who's played 8 games now in their 9th game of the season in SPU. Wildcats playing their first one. I love the outcome. Now let's see what you do in the final 7 minutes. And really, it's let's break it up into 3 minutes here and then the final 5 minutes of the game and see how it goes, because that's where it is. It starts becoming a different game. The Wildcats need to control possessions, control the tempo for the next 3 minutes of this game, get to that 5-minute mark with a really tight score, and then you can let your guys, you can let Gilson back into the game. You can start letting Thompson just really attack. And now Thompson steps to the free throw line. In for the Wildcats, you're going to have number 42, Kyson Rose, stepping in for the Wildcat. Kyson Rose, Paquette are your front line. With Amari Stafford, there's your 3 in the front. In the back, you're going to have Thompson and Xavier Smith. And I'll tell you, Xavier Smith came alive in that last 6-minute stretch. Let's see if he can keep that hot streak alive. 7 points for the X-Man right now. Thompson makes the free throw. That gives him 20 on the night, the 2-0.
That's huge, Jeff, because he'd been struggling from the free throw line earlier. Those are 2 huge points that he got for the Wildcats.
Tip ball. Smith using his length to really kind of contest. El Marty playing against Kyson Rose. No, underneath. You're going to get a foul there as Moffitt makes Thompson hit the floor. Little talking, and you can see the...
Maybe they hurt me. That's all I'm saying.
You can see Moffitt is definitely not agreeing with that call. His coach going to trade him out for Paulson right now.
That's huge, though, for the Wildcats, because that is his 4th on Moffitt. Now, all of a sudden, the same issues that we're talking about with Gilson, one of your top players on your team being out, now that's what's happening with SPU. And the best part is Moffitt is going to have to be very careful. So I would look for the Wildcats to attack him when he comes back into the game.
Coach Leap was having a conversation with the officials about what he thought on that call. Smith bringing it up. Taking crossover dribble, attacks the hoop again, pushes his man away, and they're going to call him for that. He used that lead arm. You could tell he kind of gave it away when he cupped that ball in like a football. They used that other one to give that little stiff arm extension.
Well, it's the same thing that they tell DBs and wide receivers, right? Like, you can kind of push a little bit, but the minute you go full extension, you're going to get the call. That's what happened there. It's very unfortunate, but that one was earned. Even I, a unbiased color commentator here for the Central Washington, radio station, even I have to say that was right.
You forget where you are, but
well, I want to go Wildcat Sports Radio Network, but sometimes it, it slides out.
It's doing great. We're having a great time here. The socially distanced field, the first game court field. I'm so football guy ready. I tell you, I am excited. This has got the blood pumping. I can tell that everybody's kind of feeling good, and it's great to see all the faces that really helped put this on. Had a chance, we talked with Dennis Francois earlier. Yeah. As we look over, Dennis Francois over there, the athletic director, stretching out those quads. Looks like he's getting ready to run right now.
Someone go get him a jersey. Go get Dr. Francois in the game. I'd love to see him ball. He's got those moves.
Tyler Unsicker and Caleb Dunlap working really hard with us, making sure that this goes on. Everybody involved that has an opportunity to help make this happen has really done an outstanding job, and it's really exciting to see that that they have sports again, and the door is now open. Sharif Khan dribbling, goes down on the ground. They're going to call Thompson for a push there. A lot of yelling there from the coaches. I don't know if you can hear it, but Sharif Khan, though, really trying to take the game into his own hands, and he's struggled throughout the night. He's played a lot of minutes in the neighborhood of 25 minutes. Only, 4 points total? Yeah, 4 points total in 25 minutes in the game. Sharif Khan also has turned the ball over 4 times. Him and Cavell each have 4 turnovers for their team, but they've really stopped that in the second half, and that's what's gotten them back into the game. All knotted up, 65-65. Sharif Khan with the pressure on his shoulders. Will he make this free throw? And he rattles it home on that one. I was trying to rattle him there. 66-65. The Falcons lead the Wildcats here. Zion Blackman against Thompson. This is a matchup to watch here. Swinging it around. Paquette gets it, clearing his team out. He wants the one-on-one. He's faced up. Look at the double team they're leaving for him with Khan underneath. Pump fake by Paquette. Paquette fighting through. And we're going to get a call there on Sharif Khan as Khan wrapped him up as he went through.
That's actually going to be called on Cavell there, Jeff. That's huge, though. We talked about it earlier. Use your strengths against Cavell. Yes, I called him Superman earlier, but right now it seems like his kryptonite is Matt Paquette.
And I'll tell you, if I'm going to double team, I'm not using Sharif, who is underneath, it's 6'3"?
No, they have him at 6'1", but I'd say,
6'1", that's what it is.
How it is. We all lie. Probably 6 foot.
So Paquette dropping in, and you're using him as the double team man. I would be using El Marty. El Marty now comes out of the game, so never mind with that strategy. But they're bringing in Medjo into the game.
They might try and use Medjo on Paquette. He hasn't played much today, so he's got all 5 fouls to give. Maybe use
them wisely.
Force.
Yes. Paquette off the front iron and in, and the Wildcats take a 1-point lead. It is back and forth, back, forth and forth is how it's going for the Wildcats. 67-66. 7 minutes left in this contest.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, every time Paquette shoots, it literally goes in. He was even 2 for 2 on free throws now. That man is so hot, he should go buy a lottery ticket. He looks lucky.
Paquette hasn't missed a shot in a game in over 11 months.
It might be more than that, Jeff.
Khan for 3. Khan buries it on that one.
I know you're making a reference, but I don't get it. But I do like that Marcus Gilson is back in the game. Look for the Wildcats to use him effectively. He's got to be smart, though. 4 fouls.
Thompson attacks the hoop. Finger roll, gets the contact, hits the ground hard, and that is now the 4th foul or 5th foul?
That is the 4th foul there on Zion Blackman. That's huge. Get another volume shooter out of the game for SPU, although it looks like they might not take him out.
6 minutes left in the game, and you have Moffitt and Blackman, who are your two really athletic defenders, with 1 foul each to give. 2 fouls between the two of them. Blackman and Moffitt are talking too about what they're seeing from Thompson. They're talking about the dribble move he's using. And, yeah, and you see them definitely talking about the move that he's giving. It is a crossover dribble to a cradle to come back across is exactly what they're saying. We'll see if we can see that. Maybe I'll be able to defend him down at the rec or something. Thompson makes the free throw. It's all knotted up. 69-69. Giggity coming back the other way. Cavell, my apologies, gets it to number 11, Whitmore, who finger rolls it in. Beautiful pass and a great cut. Thompson coming in. He's got Sharif Khan, crossover dribble. Losing Khan, swinging around. Poquette doesn't want to take that free. He wants the long shot from Thompson, who buries the three. 71-72. The Wildcats take the lead there.
Thompson is feeling himself. That is his 25th point of the game. I love the aggression that he has. He knows that the guys guarding him right now are not as athletically gifted as the two who are out in foul trouble. Attack them now, Mr. Thompson.
Khan with Gilson. It's a mismatch underneath. Wildcats double team it. A little flail there from number 21 coming into the game. Medjo is in the game due to foul trouble for their big man, El Marty.
It's interesting to see Medjo in the game so late in this such a crucial point, being the first time that he finally checks in. He's going to go to the free throw line. Looks like he's going to get 2 free throws. I'm not going to lie, Jeff. I like this. I like putting the pressure on a younger player and a guy who hasn't played much, and that's why he missed the first free throw. I love it. The Wildcats are going to be able to come out of this, at the very least, tied up at 72-72.
Xavier Smith in the game. Keep an eye. He has 4 personal fouls in this game. Gilson inbounds the ball. Thompson has it. If I remember correctly, it is Gilson and Smith both having 4 fouls. Yes. And the Wildcats are trying not to get Gilson involved in contact. Bad pass. Paquette saves it. Paquette has it in the lane. Flicks it out. Turnover. Paquette running in defense. Whitman going to the hoop. Paquette gives the defense and a horror foul on that one. And I'll tell you, these WWE kind of bumps right here are got to be taking a toll on these Saddle Pacific players. They just decide not to put their foot down as they're coming down to the ground and take the big old bump.
Whitman looks to be a little shaken up. I mean, that's one of the dangers about playing with Matt Poquette. He's so strong, sometimes he forgets his own strength going into the hole. But again, I do like it. Don't give up the easy basket. Yes, I love contact because I am a football player. So I want there a little bit, I like a little bit of banging when I watch my sports. So I like the play there by Poquette. Make him go to the free throw line, make him earn them.
Right now in the game, only one to worry about, Moffitt, and I guess Blackman as well. Moffitt and Blackman, 4 fouls. Nobody else really in danger of foul trouble. 72-72, it's all knotted up.
Huge miss on the first one by Whitman.
5-18. Free throw up and good. The Falcons take a 1-point lead, 73-72. 5-16 on the clock as it rolls. Sharif Khan in defense. Ball goes to 24, Amari Stafford. Stafford to Gilson. Paquette gets it. Paquette has a step to the lane. Finger rolls, gets hammered in there.
Great drive there by Poquette. You had a little 2-man game going with Gilson and Poquette. That's why it's so key that Gilson is back in the game. Make sure that he stays away from anybody with the ball. No fouls, because on the offensive end, he's able to spread it around. He can facilitate great from his forward position.
As I look on the floor, I look at the physical difference between the teams out there, and I'll tell you, the Wildcats front line just looks a little more physical right now than the guys on the floor, but for Seattle Pacific. But the Seattle Pacific players, very long. You can see the length in the arms. Sharif Khan going over and talking to Coach Leap.
Well, the beauty of the strength thing is we have a great staff here that deals with our strength and Coach Hoyam and his crew. That is why so many people look at the CW basketball players and go, wow, they're jacked.
Coach Hoyam, a little shout out there to the strength and conditioning coach for the Wildcats. Crossover dribble, Cavell finger roll and gets it in. Coming back, the Wildcats pushing the tempo. Thompson bringing it over the half-court line. 4:46 on the clock. The Wildcats trailing by 1, 75-74. Thompson working against Sharif Khan. Blows past him and finger rolls. The answer for the Wildcats. It's a tug of war. One team takes the lead, the other one takes the lead. And I'll tell you, if Thompson keeps getting matched up against Sharif Khan, I think he's got to step on him all night. Cavell trying to get a mismatch. He wants Gilson. He crosses Gilson over. Gilson's in foul trouble. He can't play hard. tough play there, and Gilson swats the ball away and stays out of foul trouble on that one.
Huge block, smart play there by Gilson, just keeping your arms straight up, not moving them down in any motion. Let Cavill shoot right into your arms. Great, smart defensive play.
Whitmore Whitman looked a little discombobulated as he came out and caught the ball there. Cavell gets it. Cavell picks up his dribble on the baseline, throws it out to the top. Kahn resets his team 4 on the shot clock. He shoots a long one and buries it. And Kahn again buries that shot. 4 minutes left in the game. And the wrath of Kahn continues.
He looks to be going off right now, Jeff. He's got 12 points. He was not one of the guys that I was expecting to have a huge offensive output for SPU, so that might be a little worrisome for the Cats.
Long jumper there, 3-pointer off the front iron for the Wildcats. Thompson doesn't continue his hot streak. He's going to play tough defense on the way back. Now you have Cavell versus Paquette. They're going to give him an isolation. No, they're going to call a timeout. And with that timeout, we are going to take a timeout here on the Wildcat Sports Radio Network. Back in the action here on the Wildcat Sports Radio Network. Jeff McMillan, Will Ortner. We haven't said our names in a while because this game has been intense. Dean Nicholson Pavilion is rocking with no fans, but one heck of a game going on as the Wildcats trail by 2 to the SPU Falcons. 78-76 is the score. 3 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock. Giving it to my tag team partner, Will Ordner.
Right now I'm looking for CWU to get in some high-octane offense. They need to get a steal right now so they can get an easy bucket, tie this game back up.
Moffitt dribbling the ball, attacking the hoop, coming back out. He wants the mismatch against Gilson. Gilson playing athletically. Stafford all over his man. Xavier Smith, look at the tenacious defense of these Wildcats. El Marty, it stands for the Marty as he gets the jump hook in the lane, and it goes. A 4-point lead, 80-76. We're coming back the other way. Thompson bringing it up for the Wildcats. 3:10 on the clock. Poquette gets the ball. Stafford, athletic as ever. He's trying to get the ball to Smith. He can't find it. Gilson gets it to Poquette. Poquette spreading it out. Thompson trying to get free. The Wildcats not getting anybody open right now. Smith finally breaks free. Smith, crossover dribble, a jump shot. Rattles in and out. Don't call underneath on El Marty giving that push. We're coming back the other way. Gilson giving the chase right there. Down in the quarter, Superman Harry Cavell rattles out. Xavier Smith, great footwork, gets the ball on that one. He's getting poked away, and they're going to call a foul on number 1, Zach Attack Paulson.
Well, that's a huge one there for the young buck. There was no reason for him to reach in there and give the Wildcats 2 free throws with them being in the bonus right now. Smart play by Xavier Smith, using your body to make sure that you are protecting the ball, and the only way for them to get to the ball is to go through you.
Speaking of protecting the ball, you know, his footwork was outstanding, very much like a young James Moore, former CW offensive lineman, left tackle for the Wildcats.
Well, I think it looked more like what a young James Moore thought he did on the basketball court, but I've seen enough film on him in the rec to know that he is one solid player.
Smith makes the second shot. It's a 2-point game. The Wildcats pulling it in. 2:30 on the clock. Moffitt bringing the ball up the floor. Remember, 4 fouls for Moffitt. Working against Stafford. High screen. Gilson is in a mismatch now. Also mismatch underneath with El Marty. El Marty drop step. El Marty called for the travel on that one. Pack a bag next time, traveler. You also get your test. Make sure you bring extra masks. Get to the airport early. All these other things, but traveling is the call. El Marty not happy with that one.
Well, look, sometimes when you take 3 steps, it gets called, Jeff, and that's just what happens. The rules are the rules, and we have to follow them here, or else it's just anarchy.
Ball underneath, and what a play by Harry Cavell. He was very clean on that one as he tipped the ball away from Poquet. 2-point lead for SPU over the Wildcats here in the first game of the pandemic season for the Wildcats. Crossover dribble, Moffitt to the hoop. Switches hands, and what a move working against Gilson. Gilson spun around all the way. What a play by Moffitt. 4-point lead for SPU.
That was smart by Moffitt. You got to go and attack the man with 4 fouls. Gilson has to be careful there. Can't pick up that 5th one. Smart, just attack.
Gilson attacks the hoop, draws the foul from El Marty, and he's going to go to the line for 2.
Great play by Gilson, finally being able to be aggressive. Now with 1:30 left, it's like, hey man, might as well attack. If there's ever a time to do it with 4 fouls, be aggressive now, go to the hoop, and now you see El Marty with his 3rd.
You got to be aggressive, B-E, aggressive, B-E. I don't know how to spell aggressive. So we'll continue forward with Gilson getting ready to shoot his free throw. These are huge, 1:30 left on the clock. Let's quiet down. And he makes the first of his 2 free throws, pulling it to a 3-point game. Out goes El Marty. In comes number 21, Medjo.
Interesting that they're using him. I think they're going to use him more for his speed, whereas El Marty's more of a strength player, Jeff.
The second free throw is good. It's a 2-point game, 1:30 left on the clock. Moffitt trying to spread the floor out. He wants to work here against Stafford. Ball being brought up. Amari Stafford, very long. High screen from Cavell. He moves in. Now they have Paquette versus Moffitt. Zach Paulson gets the ball. They're trying to post up Stafford. Play him one-on-one. Going to the hoop. Cavell gets swatted. Stafford battling for the ball. Tips it and cannot get it in. But a great defensive play by the Wildcats right there.
Great play by Gilson. That is why they have missed him this whole second half with his early 4 fouls. That was absolutely gigantic there. It looked like Cavell had beat the defender, and who comes in on help defense? Marcus Gilson. Great defensive play.
82-80. The Wildcats trail by 2. 1:04 on the clock. Big moment here. 20 seconds on the shot clock. If the shot clock was to be played to its complete point, the Wildcats would have 20 seconds left.
Good call there, Jeff. They don't call you a math major for nothing.
44 seconds. Now a little conversation going to be had as they're going to take a quick timeout. Allows us to stay here and jibber jabber with each other and talk over what you think is going on in this huddle. First of all, the things you've seen and the points you've seen scored. Outstanding game for the Wildcats out of Thompson. 27 points in this game. Also, Paquette giving you 20, 47 combined points for those 2 gentlemen. The Wildcats trailing by 2 here. But on the flip side, Seattle Pacific, who's standing out, and it might not necessarily be scoring because they've had to spread it around a lot. I mean, they have 4 guys in double figures right now. The big thing to me is the defensive rebounding of Moffitt is his tenacious play. But remember, he has to play a lot less aggressive because he's sitting with that foul, and they need him going into this final minute of the game.
It'll be interesting to see because right now the Wildcats have 2 guys in the game with 4 fouls themselves, obviously Xavier Smith and Marcus Gilson. So I'll be interested to see that if I was SPU, I might go out and attack those 2. Obviously Gilson's done a great job right now of being able to play well defensively and stay out of foul trouble. But how long can that last? And CW needs him on the offensive end. He's been the only other person, him and Smith, who are close to double-digit numbers other than Poquette and Thompson.
The officials are in a replay look right now to make sure they got it all right. But I'm going to tell you, if this is SPU ball, this is how I go into this game. I think I let Cavell, 4 of 13 from the floor, take that shot. I think I give him a little room, contest, don't give him a free open look, but you put it on him to make the shot. He is 4 of 13 in this game. He has struggled. I think then you come down, you hope you get a miss, and you get the best possible shot you can. And I think that's ISO, get Gilson low in the post and let him work.
I think actually, Jeff, that you work a little 2-man game between Gilson and Poquette. That seems to have been the biggest thing that has worked right now for the Wildcats. specifically when Poquette shoots, because it seems like every time he shoots, it goes in, because that's exactly what has happened. He's still 100% from the free throw line, from the field. The man is on fire. Get him the ball. He's stronger than everyone in Seattle, not just Seattle specific, the whole city of Seattle. Find a way to get the ball to that man on the low block.
Gilson and Paquette onto the floor with Stafford, Xavier Smith, and Thompson. This is the way the Wildcats hope to finish this game. The defense is important. Moffitt working against Stafford. Moffitt gets the ball. Cavell battling. Cavell gets it. There's the shot for Cavell. He rattles it out. He is 4 of 14. That's what we wanted. Now we're coming back the other way. The Wildcats need to slow it down. Thompson looks to attack a free throw jumper. He misses it off the iron. Tough shot, ill-advised, but you have 29 seconds on the clock. In the game, you have 45. The Wildcats will have an opportunity to get it back. Stafford will use his long arms against Moffitt here in this potential final possession, and we're gonna get a timeout from SPU as they wanna get the proper play. Maybe an ill-advised shot, in your opinion on that one, Bud?
I'm gonna say no. I believe that was a good shot there by Thompson. He's your leading scorer right now with 27 points. He's open, he's taking a corner jumper from the top of the key, right? I'm okay with that shot. I would have liked to have dribbled it down a little bit more, or maybe even attack the paint, see if you can't get a foul, get 2 free throws if it doesn't go in, or get an and one. But I'm not going to attack Thompson there. You're the hot hand. It's you and Poquette. You guys are the both of the Central Washington Wildcats who are in double digits. You have 27 points. You have more points than any other player in this game right now. I'm okay with that shot.
You know, standing out to me, I'm the kind of guy that wants to deflate the ball and take the air out of it. I like the running game and run it down to 1 second on the shot clock. I would have loved to have seen a situation there where they just taken the ball and let the shot clock run down and work from there. So now it's running. You have 36, 35, 15 on the shot clock. Spreading out the floor. Moffitt looks for El Marty. And an ill-advised pass from Moffitt. Moffitt mopped that up on that one, I'll tell you.
Well, that was great defense there by the Wildcats. They got up on him into his grill, and now they can wait for the last shot with only 29 seconds left.
Shot clock is off. It is the Wildcats that have it. Xavier Smith and Gilson working high. Smith called for the carry. Tough break for the Wildcats. As we're going the other way, carry is something you don't always see called in games, but his hand evidently did go under the ball. And so I guess the basketball gods kind of evening things out for Moffitt there, who made
Seems
the
a little uneven to me, Jeff, is all I'm going to say on that one. That's unfortunate. I think what you're going to see here now is the Wildcats, they're going to press and they're going to try and get that half-court violation, make sure that SPU can't get over in time. But if SPU does, now you have to play the foul game and hope that SPU, the guys that you foul, don't make their free throws. And that's been the real big key right now. Obviously, the Wildcats have not hit every free throw that they have shot, whereas SPU, they only have 2 misses right now coming from the free throw line, so they've looked fantastic. It's worrisome, Jeff. I'm not going to lie. It's really worrisome that you're going to try and have to play the foul game with a team that shoots excellent numbers from the free throw line.
20 seconds left in the game. The Wildcats trail the SPU Falcons by 2. The score 82-80 with the Wildcats trailing. You know, you only have 20 seconds left. Do you have any coaches to shout out or to give zingers in there for?
Oh, they'll just text my phone number and then I'll try and say something funny for them.
I hope Torg is the one sending you stuff, because at least he has a little radio background. Ball inbounded. Moffitt has it. The Wildcats need the foul. And there is the foul on that one from Smith. And that is Smith's 5th, so Smith will have to sit down in those socially distant seats.
Well, right now, Jeff, Moffitt is 8 for 8, so I'm not going to lie. I feel like he's due for a miss. You can't make every shot you take unless, of course, your name's Matt Poquette. So eventually, I believe that Moffitt will miss a free throw.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That was Michael Scott who said that.
And Wayne Gretzky.
And Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. 2 great shooters.
Here we go. Speaking of a guy who shot very well tonight, Moffitt at the free throw line. Extends it to 3. 17 seconds on the clock, 83-80. Moffitt very happy with himself. Kind of was vindicated for that ill-advised pass there. weight upon his shoulders here as he looks to take it to a 4-point lead, and he does. 4-point lead with 17 seconds left. The Wildcats need to get up and get a shot quick. Thompson dribbling, attacks the hoop, crossover, fading shot, buries it. He's down. Now the Wildcats giving press, 9 seconds left. Whistle on the floor, everyone very quiet.
I was hoping that it was going to be a foul call there, Jeff, because Thompson got knocked down as he made that bucket, but apparently the refs disagreed with me there.
They added extra time. It was 9.8 on the clock. The officials smartly moved it to 10.5. The Wildcats setting up a defense to stop this here. The man to keep an eye on, Micah Pollard. Remember, he had that athletic play earlier with the block. Maybe he's going to make a big play with his speed. They get the ball into Zach Paulson. Paulson gets fouled by number 5 for the Wildcats, Lewis Pope. And we're coming back the other way. A freshman you're sending to the free throw line. Remember, it's a 2-point game, 9.4 seconds. He misses one of these, you have an opportunity to tie with a 3-pointer.
Yes, I love this foul right here, Jeff. Put the weight of the world on the freshman from Curtis. Make him think about it. It's like when you ice a kicker in football. Make sure he goes to the free throw line. Take your time getting down there. Really meander. Force him to go to the free throw line and really think about these 2 monumental shots.
He makes the first, not thinking about it. You need to be louder, partner, when you're trying to ice him from this distance.
I was told that that was inappropriate, and so I will not do that.
9.4 seconds left in the game, 3-point lead. Zach Paulson has everything on his shoulders here. 85-82, the Falcons lead the Wildcats. The second one is up and good, extending it out to a 4-point lead. Ball set to inbound. They'll get it to Thompson. You know Thompson will want to push. Watch for Pope to come back and help bail out Thompson here. Ball into Thompson. Thompson pushing it up. 8, 7. He's working against his man. Long 3-pointer, lets it ride. Misses there. Rebound by the Wildcats. Fighting over the ball. Stafford takes it in, and that's the game. The Wildcats lose by 4 to the Falcons. But you know what? Win, lose, or draw, it was a great game because it opened the door and says CW athletics are back. Football, baseball, volleyball, women's basketball, everybody will be back. The doors are open.
I know, it's very nice.
You excited?
Yes, I am. I'm a little jealous that I didn't get to go first. You know, I'm very selfish in that way, but I am glad that I was able to be a part of the first event in my own little way. It was fun to be out here. And if you're a Central Washington fan, specifically a men's basketball fan, you have to be super excited about this. This SPU team that just beat you only by 4 points. They won the GNAC last year. They were a tournament team last year, and you took them down to the wire. Really, if a couple, maybe a couple balls fall a different way, a couple calls go a different way, maybe all of a sudden, the basketball gods make sure that a couple balls that go out of bounds that kind of nick you and, you get the call.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they go your way. You can win this game. If a couple guys can stay out of foul trouble, you win this game, right? So if I'm Central Washington, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty happy. You go from a team that, we had been kind of in the middle of the GNAC. Now you're competing with the top dogs. That's awesome. I love it.
For Jeff McMillan, actually, I'm Jeff McMillan. For Will Ortner, I'm Jeff McMillan. The final score here from Dean Nicholson Pavilion, the SPO Falcons 86, the Central Washington Wildcats 82. That'll do it for this edition of Central Washington University Basketball on the Wildcat Sports Radio Network.